Italy is a tapestry of histories both visible and hidden, a land where Roman roads, Renaissance churches, and medieval towers shape the very fabric of daily life. Over 3 remarkable weeks, you can drift along the canals of Venice, laze by the blue waters of Lake Como, absorb the fashionable energy of Milan, stroll through Florence's Renaissance squares, stand in awe before Rome's ancient glories, taste the raw passion of Naples, and surrender to the breathtaking Amalfi Coast. By the time you return home, you may realize the essence of La Dolce Vita has woven itself into your own habits, whether you linger longer over a meal or pause to admire the play of light on a centuries-old facade. You begin in Venice, a city that defies logic by floating on a network of canals. Boats replace buses and centuries-old footbridges connect neighborhoods to hidden squares, while Piazza San Marco impresses with its grand basilica and the Doge's palace. You find the city's soul in the smaller alleys, where locals stop for cecchetti and a glass of Prosecco. If you wander down a quiet lane, you might discover a mask-making workshop or a centuries-old bakery redolent with the smell of fresh pastries. The Grand Canal serves as the city's main artery, lined with palazzi that once hosted ambassadors and merchants from across the globe. As evening falls, the shimmering reflections of lanterns on the water lend the scene a poetic air that imprints itself on your memory. Before continuing, here is our first call to action. If these detailed narratives and practical insights resonate with you, please subscribe to our channel and enable notifications. You will join a community of travelers who seek depth, meaning, and a genuine connection to the places they visit. Your subscription ensures you won't miss our next explorations, which may inspire new adventures of your own. Leaving Venice behind, a train journey carries you toward the Alps until you arrive at Lake Como, an oasis of tranquility and understated luxury. Towns like Bellagio and Varenna reflect on the lake's surface, pastel facades mirrored in deep blue waters. You can explore ornate villas such as Villa Carlotta, strolling through gardens alive with roses and exotic plants, or simply watch ferries crisscross from one charming port to another. Days at Lake Como invite you to slow down. Even a simple lunch of risotto or homemade pasta can feel extraordinary when enjoyed alongside panoramic water views. As evening descends, the lakeside lights twinkle against a backdrop of towering peaks, and you come to understand why poets, aristocrats, and modern celebrities alike have found solace here. An hour away by rail lies Milan, a city that fuses a centuries-old legacy with contemporary ambition. Its skyline features modern towers that stand in contrast to the Gothic lacework of the Duomo. Step inside and you witness columns soaring toward a ceiling adorned with gargoyles and stained glass that casts colored patterns on the marble floor. Nearby, the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II unites commerce and art under a grand glass dome. If you plan ahead, you can view Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper in Santa Maria delle Grazie, an experience that bridges the distance between the 15th century and our own. By early evening, Milan's aperitivo culture animates bars and cafes with lively conversation. A single order of a cocktail might grant you an array of snacks: olives, bruschetta, cheeses, and more. These communal gatherings underscore how Italians blend work and leisure, forging a rhythm that balances progress with tradition. Travel south to Florence, the cradle of the Renaissance. Every corner seems touched by the artistry of masters such as Michelangelo and Botticelli. The Uffizi Gallery safeguards paintings that once sparked new ways of seeing the world. Step outside and the Duomo's terracotta dome crowns the skyline, a silent tribute to Brunelleschi's daring vision. Cross the Ponte Vecchio, a medieval bridge lined with goldsmiths' shops, and enter the Altrarno district, where artisan workshops continue centuries-old crafts. Dining in Florence means tasting history, whether in a hearty bowl of ribollita, richly layered with vegetables and day-old bread, or a succulent Florentine steak grilled to perfection. Venture into the hills of Chianti dotted with vineyards and cypress trees, where a day trip can involve sampling wines made from Sangiovese grapes. Each sip carries the sunlit essence of Tuscan earth, reinforcing how landscape and flavor intertwine. Further down the peninsula waits Rome, a city of monumental contrasts. The Colosseum looms as a testament to an empire that held vast territories in its sway, while the Roman Forum cradles fragments of basilicas, arches, and statues that once directed political life. Cross the Tiber, and you reach Vatican City, home to the vast St. Peter's Basilica and the Sistine Chapel, where Michelangelo's frescoes swirl across the ceiling in a breathtaking display of color and form. Yet Rome isn't just about relics. Modern life thrives in bustling neighborhoods like Trastevere, where lively trattorias serve up carbonara or cacio e pepe. You might end the day at the Trevi Fountain, tossing a coin to ensure your return, or perhaps at the Spanish Steps, mingling with locals and fellow travelers in a city that defies any attempt to confine it to a single era. Beyond Rome lies Naples, a city of emotional extremes and bold flavors. Scooters zip around corners, dodging pedestrians and market stalls. The smell of baking dough drifts from pizzerias, each vying for the title of best in the city that birthed pizza. Venture into the historic center, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and sense layers of Greek, Roman, and Spanish influences. A short train ride away, Pompeii beckons, an archaeological wonder frozen in time by Vesuvius's eruption in AD 79. Wandering its paved streets, you peer into well-preserved villas adorned with frescoes and mosaics. Naples can feel chaotic, but within its unfiltered energy lies a deep pride in tradition, family, and community. Farther south, the Amalfi Coast captivates with a shoreline so picturesque it defies comparison. Towns like Positano cascade down cliffs, pastel houses clinging to rock faces while the Mediterranean sparkles below. Amalfi's cathedral reflects a glorious maritime past, and Ravello's gardens overlook sweeping blue horizons. Capri, an island just offshore, offers the allure of the blue grotto and trails that wind past fragrant pines and glimpses of the Faraglione sea stacks. Throughout this region, lemons grow to astonishing sizes, lending their zesty tang to limoncello, granita, and pastries. Days unfold slowly here, interrupted only by the desire to take another photo or savor another plate of fresh seafood. In the golden light of dusk, the sea and sky blend into one expanse of color, reminding you of nature's capacity to astound. At the close of 3 weeks, you may choose to return to Rome for a final taste of its vivacity, or journey east to Matera, where stone-carved sassi echo biblical times. Either way, you will have traversed an astonishing cross-section of Italy's environments, from lagoon cities to mountaintop lakes, from cutting-edge urban centers to remote villages perched above the sea. You will also have partaken of flavors that encapsulate centuries of culinary evolution, from Venice's seafood cicchetti to Naples's iconic pizza, Florence's hearty Tuscan fare to the fresh lemon-scented dishes of the Amalfi Coast. Now, our second call to action. If this comprehensive itinerary has stirred your curiosity or helped you refine your plans, please like this video and share it with friends or anyone dreaming of Italy. Your engagement supports our mission to create travel guides that meld storytelling with tangible tips. In the comments, feel free to mention which location captivates you most or share a personal anecdote if you have explored these streets, piazzas, and seascapes before. If you are pondering how best to prepare for this adventure, consider a few practical insights woven into the fabric of Italian travel. Arriving by train is often more convenient than flying domestically. Italy's rail system is robust, linking major cities and scenic regions with ease. Pack lightly, especially if you plan to navigate cobblestones and board crowded trains. Rolling suitcases can prove cumbersome. A sturdy pair of walking shoes is invaluable, as you will spend much of your time on foot exploring alleyways, ruins, and hillside paths. Dressing in layers is wise since temperatures vary significantly between morning and night, particularly in spring and autumn. You may also want to learn a few Italian phrases, basic greetings, polite expressions, or how to order in a restaurant. Locals appreciate the effort, and even minimal Italian can open doors to more authentic interactions. Keep in mind that many restaurants close in the afternoon and reopen for dinner later than you might expect. Use those hours to wander, rest, or soak in a museum. Another subtlety is the art of pacing yourself. Italy brims with iconic landmarks, but it also excels in smaller details. A hidden fresco in a church courtyard, an unexpected conversation at a market stall, or the simple joy of sipping coffee while watching the swirl of daily life. Rather than rushing from site to site, allow spontaneous moments to shape your days. If a lively festival catches your attention, or if an unplanned detour takes you down a country road lined with cypresses, embrace it. These experiences often become the most treasured. When the time comes to say goodbye, you might board a plane or train with more than memories. Italy has a way of imprinting itself on your worldview, urging you to appreciate beauty in everyday scenes and to make time for leisurely lunches. You may find that back home, you adopt a slower sip of coffee or notice architectural flourishes you had previously overlooked. This is Italy's lasting gift. the realization that life's pleasures, whether grand or mundane, deserve our full attention. Thank you for journeying with us on this extended tour, spanning canals, alpine lakes, bustling cities, ancient ruins, and coastal splendor. We hope these accounts and suggestions guide you toward an immersive and meaningful Italian sojourn, whether it's your first experience or a reunion with a place you already adore. Continue seeking authenticity and wonder in your travels, and may La Dolce Vita accompany you beyond Italy's borders, reminding you to celebrate life's flavors, sights, and connections wherever you roam. If you are wondering about the best time to embark on this 3-week journey, consider spring or early autumn. During these seasons, the weather tends to be mild and the crowds somewhat more manageable. In April and May, flowers bloom across the countryside, and lakes and hills exude a fresh vibrancy. September and October bring a comforting breeze and radiant harvest colors in regions like Tuscany and Piedmont. Although peak summer can be beautiful, temperatures often soar, and popular destinations may feel swamped with vacationers. Winter, on the other hand, lends a quieter charm, especially in Venice, where misty canals and fewer tourists open windows to a more intimate perspective. Whichever period you choose, Italy's landscapes and cities reveal distinct faces of beauty and tradition. Lastly, remember that travel in Italy can be as slow or as quick as you make it. You can pack your schedule with museum visits, guided tours, and reservations at acclaimed restaurants. Or you can move with deliberate leisure, pausing in sunlit piazzas, sipping a midday glass of wine, and letting the mysteries of a Renaissance alley unfold at their own pace. There is no single correct way to explore a country so vast in its cultural expressions. The key is to remain open to surprise and flexible in your plans. Italy, in turn, will reward you with glimpses of a heritage that is sometimes grand, sometimes humble, but always profoundly human. In that sense, this 3-week itinerary is merely a framework. You become the final author of your experience, filling in each blank with your unique perspective and curiosity. Wherever your path in Italy takes you, let the echoes of ancient forums, the aromas of family-run trattorias, and the glimmer of sun on medieval stone remind you that to travel here is to dive into a continuum of art, passion, and warmth. Each region, each city, adds a new verse to the grand opera that is Italy, inviting you to play your part, taste its richness, and perhaps leave a little of your own story behind as well.